The Steelers have traded quarterback Kenny Pickett to the Philadelphia Eagles, man. The Pittsburgh Steelers traded Kenny Pickett to the Eagles for a 98th pick in this year's draft and 2 7th-round picks in next year's draft and late pick swaps. Man, that happened fast, and this was supposed to be Kenny Pickett's make or break year. Big year for Kenny Pickett to see if he was the guy or not. And the minute that Russell Wilson came to Pittsburgh, man, and everything just changed. You know, now Kenny Pickett is on his way to the Eagles, man. And, you know, it's the business. You know, Kenny Pickett was in the starting lineup for 2 seasons, you know, in and out due to injury. That's one thing that the Steelers may had a concern about. In your short time there, you've been hurt, you know, quite some time. And then once he was on the field, the play it just didn't translate, only throwing for 2 touchdowns. One, you know, a few times, I think maybe once. Had some late game heroics, pulling some games out in Baltimore, you know, the Franco Harris game and things like that. But that was just it, never putting together a complete game. That's what people wanted to see, a complete game from start to finish, from kickoff all the way down until the whistle till it's over, you know. So, and that's just what Kenny Pickett wasn't able to put together with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if you look at it, man, it's not the old days. I know development is important. I know everybody's not going to get it right then. You know, it's not going to click to every quarterback. Year 1, year 2, some quarterbacks, Geno Smith, Jared Goff, you know, just a few examples. It took them several years, but that's just not the way teams do it anymore, especially when you're in a division with Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, and the AFC as a whole with Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence. You know, you got guys out there, so you need a guy yourself. You know, and you'll be fooling yourself if you just look at Pickett and say, hey, well, maybe he has a lot of development, you know, he has a lot of development. That's all. He just has to develop. Not saying he can't be a good quarterback in the NFL. He's just not it right now. That's all. And maybe the Philadelphia Eagles have time for him to develop, and then he can get his shot there. So it's not over, you know, it's not over for Kenny Pickett. You got traded, you know, it happens. If you look at that draft class, he's the 3rd quarterback in that draft class that got traded. Sam Howell was traded from the Commanders. Desmond Ridder was traded from the Falcons, you know, so that draft class was just pretty bad. Now Kenny Pickett is traded from the Pittsburgh Steelers to the Eagles, and all the quarterbacks had a starting role. They all had a chance, but Sam Howell was pretty good. Sam Howell was pretty decent quarterback. I just think the Commanders just got a high pick. They got the number 2 pick, and they got new coaching staff and everything. So whenever you change regimes, you normally change quarterbacks. That's unless the quarterback is a veteran and you know and he's cemented in that role. And Sam Howell was just not. So Kenny Pickett's on to the Eagles. You know, hopefully he can go there and learn behind Jalen Hurts, because he has to develop. You know, that's just a part of his game that he has to develop. And Jalen Hurts, good quarterback, a guy he can learn from. You know, Jalen Hurts looks like a good, humble teammate. Never heard nothing bad coming from Jalen Hurts. Just put in the work, you know, and he went through a similar situation with in college. So if anybody can relate, it can be Jalen Hurts. When Tua Tagovailoa came to the team, and Jalen Hurts went to another team, and he had to, you know, do some other work in another place. So now Kenny Pickett's turn. You know, Russell Wilson came to the fold, and now you're shipped off. So, you know, you can get with Jalen. You know, he can teach you some things and how to overcome adversity. You know, so it might not be a bad place for Kenny Pickett. Don't know the backup situation in Philly, but I know he won't be starting over Jalen Hurts. I know that. So It could be a win for both for both franchises. 98th pick is a late third round pick, so you get a late third round pick for Kenny Pickett and 2 seventh round picks, man. Not bad. I mean, a lot of people probably didn't think that they could get that for Kenny Pickett. You know, if you look at Mac Jones, I think he went for a 5th round pick. You know, don't know the compensation with Desmond Ridder and Sam Howell, but I'm pretty sure Desmond Ridder was not higher than that. No 2nd round or anything like that. It's probably the same thing, 5th pick or swap out or a player. I think Desmond Ridder was a player swap. I believe Desmond Ridder's was a player swap wide receiver for Kirk Cousins in Atlanta. That's what I think that was. But Kenny Pickett is on to Philadelphia. Man, this happened fast. You know, there was Ramon Foster, ex-Steelers, said if he was Kenny Pickett, he would get with his agent and ask for a trade. Maybe that's how this transpired. Maybe it was Kenny Pickett himself said, hey, he couldn't take it. You know, you guys telling me I'm the man. I'm getting ready to be the starter. Things like that. And then you go out and you get Russell Wilson, a guy that he probably didn't want to compete with, you know, which is it would be sad if that is the outcome, you know, because you're gonna have to compete. Nothing is given to you in the league. You know, nothing is given to you in the NFL. It's a business. It's all that. So once you get here, you have to know that. And he's in a tough spot. You know, you're not a starter at this point. So how are you going to go about that? And I think the Steelers didn't want to see how he went about that. And they just traded him just to save face and just to say, hey, let's just get it over and done with. Or maybe they just knew deep down in their heart that he just wasn't the guy. That's all it was. They endorsed him because he was the only quarterback on the roster. And soon as something else came better, they jumped right on it. And when there was an outlet to get Kenny Pickett out, they jumped on that as well. So I don't think the belief in Kenny was all the way there with the Pittsburgh Steelers. You seen the Russell move happen fast. You seen the trade happen fast. So actions speak louder than words. But I believe that's a good spot for Kenny because anybody that, like I said, went through adversity, it was Jalen Hurts. So hopefully he can teach Kenny how to do the same. So Pittsburgh Steelers traded Kenny Pickett to the Philadelphia Eagles. 98th pick in this year's draft. 2 7th rounds next year. Pick swap. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to get all the new videos. Until next time, I'm out.